On other news, murder charges filed today in the case of a young real estate agent who was kidnapped and fatally shot. And this is a story that had community activists and city leaders in Minneapolis calling for justice and an end to violence.
Oh, really? Well, where was the mainstream media? Where was every news station when these activists in Minneapolis were crying out at the top of every mountain about this case? And I did a video on it. I did several videos on this. But now there's a new development in the case, which is, refreshing, but I think it's good to let some of you guys who haven't been following this channel for a while to just see a window into the world. This is our music. This is our music. This is the music we make. And how, along with all the other stories you see on Ock Nation TV, my other channel, where I cover hip-hop, all the things you read about in our music, but just this is a deep look into the music that we make, and the aura and the lifestyle and the everything that's around our music and what our music scene is like. How dangerous and violent it is.
On other news, murder charges filed today in the case of a young real estate agent who was kidnapped and fatally shot. And this is a story that had community activists and city leaders in Minneapolis calling for justice and an end to violence. Paul Bloom joins us now with details. So, Paul, we're learning more about that New Year's Eve murder and the suspected killer.
Amy and Kelsey, the Hennepin County attorney, writing in a statement on Monday that he can't even begin to describe the viciousness of this case, with this young woman and mother set up, kidnapped, and then assassinated at close range. Just days after family and friends said goodbye to Monique Bow at her funeral, prosecutors filed criminal charges against her alleged killer. Cedric Berry now facing 2 counts of second-degree murder and a 3rd count of kidnapping.
You didn't have to tie her up. You didn't have to force her to do anything. You didn't even have to touch her.
And this woman was a beautiful woman with everything going for herself. Highly educated. She's the sister that we always hear about. She's one of those sisters that would get one of these loans that they giving away, this money they giving away, Goldman Sachs giving away to all these sisters, and she would have did something with it. This sister was what you would want, what every high-value man is claiming that they want. But this thug rapper had the game that the high-value men don't have. And it's very interesting that we all know attraction is attraction. You can't, people are attracted to what they're attracted to. And if you can create attraction, you'll do well on the dating scene if you're a man or a woman. And no high-value man was able to create attraction with this woman. It was a Pookie, a Ray Ray, that created that attraction with this woman. And that's why I tell y'all, Pookies and Ray Rays are not in somebody's chat room 11 o'clock at night on a Friday complaining about sisters like this. They're too busy in between the sheets sweating with sisters like this. Okay? So if you online 11, 12 o'clock at night with thousands of other men just like yourself commiserating about how unfair these women treat men and how they don't, let me tell you something. It's you. It's something you're not doing. Make sure you check out my three-part series, How to Be the Thug She Loves Without Going to Jail. Without ever going to jail. How to be the thug she loves without ever going to jail. And you can spend your Friday nights doing something else other than sitting online in the chat room, YouTube chat room, writing nasty comments about sisters like this.
And mother set up, kidnapped, and then assassinated at close range. Just days after family and friends said goodbye to Monique Bow at her funeral, prosecutors filed criminal charges against her alleged killer. Cedric Berry now facing 2 counts of second-degree murder and a 3rd count of kidnapping.
You didn't have to tie her up. You didn't have to force her to do anything. You didn't even have to touch her.
Monique's loved ones have said they welcome the charges against Berry, but believe more people had to be involved in the horrifying string of events that unfolded New Year's Eve day. According to the charges, the young mother and real estate agent was lured to a home showing in Maple Grove. She was then kidnapped, forcibly led into the back of a U-Haul cargo truck while another person drove. She was subsequently shot 3 times, including once in the face from close range, her hands bound with tape, and left for dead in this Minneapolis alley.
To even think about my niece, 28, thrown in an alley like a dog. She wasn't a dog.
Around that same time, a masked gunman apparently used her house key to enter her home on Humboldt Avenue North and shot her boyfriend while the couple's young children were close by. Investigators would eventually link Cedric Berry to the U-Haul that witnesses spotted all 3 scenes in Maple Grove, the alley, and on Humboldt. Prosecutors writing in the case file that Berry is, quote, known to law enforcement for his violent and prolific criminal history. In a stunning twist, his brother, a local community activist, spoke out about the senseless killing of an innocent woman on Friday, just hours before MPD announced the arrest.
You can't make this stuff up. This story is wait till you hear the twist in it, though. What just happened the other day. This story is Blackistan in a nutshell. One brother's an activist speaking out about this crime. Hold a press conference to speak out about this young real estate agent who was lured to a home showing. Meaning these dudes went online and said they wanted to see a home. Went on her website and all that stuff. Filled out the... She comes, they kidnap her, execute her. The brother doesn't know that his brother did this yet. Holds a press conference to get attention. So hopefully, it'll get as much attention as a fentanyl addict, dope fiend, career criminal, having a heart attack in police custody. Unfortunately, it didn't, but... And then come to find out that it's this guy's brother who did it. Wow. Welcome to the stand.
In a stunning twist, his brother, a local community activist, spoke out about the senseless killing of an innocent woman on Friday, just hours before MPD announced the arrest.
And I'm here to say that these are not black men who are doing these. These are black males. There's a difference between a male and a man. Men don't kill women and men don't kill children.
And I spoke to Cedric Berry's brother again today. Over the weekend, he put out a social media post basically saying he stands behind his words, even though his brother was arrested. Today, asking for privacy for all involved.
So he had a press conference when he thought it was somebody other than his brother. Then when he found out it was his brother, asking for privacy for her. You can't make this stuff up. Man. Welcome to the stand.
A man. Men don't kill women and men don't kill children.
And I spoke to Cedric Berry's brother again today. Over the weekend, he put out a social media post basically saying he stands behind his words, even though his brother was arrested today, asking for privacy for all involved. It's also worth pointing out here, the Minneapolis Police Department put a hold on the booking photo of Cedric Berry, saying its release to the public could be detrimental to the ongoing investigation. Berry's scheduled to make his first court appearance tomorrow. We're live in downtown Minneapolis. Paul Bloom, Fox 9.
Okay, so this guy Momo, the rapper who this young lady had, 2 young children with, and was in a relationship with, was living with, was a gangster rapper from Minneapolis area. And, he was, at that time, his career was going places. I mean, he wasn't like a household name or anything like that, but he was going up the ranks. He had just did a song with Nipsey Hussle that should have did better, but it was a great song, but it didn't blow up, much like a lot of Nipsey songs that were really good but just didn't get that buzz until he passed away. But Nipsey was still a name in the hip-hop scene, and him and Momo had linked up. They had a bunch of projects, they were going to do together. They had, I think they had the same management, and they were, planning on working together a lot. And Momo was doing his thing, thug rapper, got a lot of his Instagram is crazy, a lot of gun talk, gangster talk, very, very, like your typical Kodak Black, your typical NBA young boy, just a lot older than those guys. And it's just crazy seeing these pictures of this video they did for this song West Side, and just seeing that both these guys, what they've been through since this video. Nipsey was killed a short time after this. Momo, his baby mama, they weren't married. His baby mama killed, and him shot up in front of his kids. Like, his kids were literally right there. It's a miracle that his kids didn't get hit. And if you listen to this song, it's very full of, tough talk and gangster talk and whatnot. And just to think of what happened to these 2 guys, and lets you know how dangerous the stand is, because these guys are talking some really, like if you were to just take a transcript of the lyrics in this song, you'd be like, wow, these are some dangerous guys. Which both of them are. I mean, if you, they, to a civilian, a layman, yeah, these dangerous guys. But just to think about the way both of them went out. One, murdered in front of his store. Literally, snuffed out. Like, dude came back 3 more times and just stood up. Then the other one, your baby mama, she's a real estate agent. Dudes lured her to a home showing. Like, yeah, Holly, I want to, check out this house in Rosé Block, and you show me this house. And she gets kidnapped and executed. But why? Why did this happen to Momo's baby mama? 2 men are jailed for kidnapping Minneapolis realtor, torturing her for information about her rapper boyfriend, and then shooting her dead. Cedric Berry and Barry Davis, what's the odds of that? Cedric Berry and Barry Davis, both 42, were sentenced Monday for their involvement in the 2019 kidnapping and murder of Monique Ball, age 28. Prosecutors said the pair held the realtor and mother of 2 and questioned her on the whereabouts of her rapper boyfriend, John Mitchell Momo. Barry is then believed to have used her keys to enter the home Momo and Ba shared with their daughters aged 3 and 1 to shoot him multiple times. Momo survived and is believed to have been the target of the plot after being accused of snitching on a former business associate. So this woman got shot in the head, the heart, and the spine, and just left in a random alley and found sometime later. Because her baby daddy, who was a thug, by his accounts, do not get in this comment section talking about some, man, you don't know. By his accounts, go to his Instagram, listen to his rap song. If he's not a thug, then he's like, what you call him, fake? This guy, and he's about 6'7" too. This guy's tall as hell. He got his real estate agent baby mama, who's by all accounts of what I heard was just, she was, a great person, very ambitious, very outgoing, very nice, very, had everything going for her. She died like that. Like she spent her last hour with 2 psychopaths. I mean, the one guy, he already did 15 years on a murder. I don't know the other guy, but the one guy this guy already did, been to the penitentiary for murder. He finished his sentence, came home. A drive-by, I think it was a drive-by. This guy, I don't know about him yet, but I'm sure pretty much the same thing. Rap sheet, longer than the CVS receipt. But this man right here, and it's so crazy because the snitching aspect. This guy, allegedly, let's just say not even allegedly, he was accused of being a snitch to the point that him being a snitch, these guys set up an appointment with his baby mama's real estate agency to lure her to a home. She gets there thinking she's going to show some guys a house that they might buy. Kidnap her, torture her, question her, then shoot her in the head, the spine, and the heart, and leave her in an alley. Take her keys and then go shoot her baby daddy in the presence of their children. That's what snitching to get you on the wrong people. Why am I saying that? Because Nipsey, we all know he was killed by a man he accused of snitching. He told the guy, hey man, word on the street is you a snitch, you a rat. Now this is a guy he knew very well in the past, but hadn't seen for a few years. But told him, thought he was, comfortable enough with the guy, because if I ain't seen you in 2 years, I don't know you. Even though I still, might, I don't know you. That's a long time not to have seen you. And especially in that world. If I'm in that world, now, if I'm just civilian, it's different. But if I'm gangster out like Nipsey was, and you ain't seen this dude in 2 years, the first thing you gonna say to him is, I heard you a rat, man, you shouldn't be around here, because, something might happen to you. I can't be seen around you because, people saying you're a rat. You need to go clear that up. The weight of those words, you got to understand the weight of those words. What he said to that guy in front of a bunch of other gang members and in front of other civilians that were just milling around, in front of that guy's girlfriend. Being known as a snitch is not something that you want to be known as in these areas. You don't want to call nobody a snitch in these areas. Very, very dangerous, as you can see. It's just ill that both of these guys on here, like, something, like, they both had terrible experiences, and it was both surrounding something to do with snitching. But the guys got life, so they didn't get a number. They got a word. They got letters. They ain't get football numbers. They got letters. They got board game letters. But yeah, man, this is The Stand. My man.